Tonight, we're going to talk about Flora and Ulysses. This is a movie that was written by Brad Copeland, which was adapted by a novel by the same name by Kate DiCamillo. It was directed by Lena, who also did The Tiger Hunter, that starred Danny Pudi, who is also in this movie. It stars Matilda Lawler as Flora, Alyson Hannigan as her mom, Ben Schwartz as her dad, Benjamin Evan Ainsworth as her friend that she meets in the movie, Bobby Moynihan as the comic book owner, Stanley, and Danny Pudi as the dog catcher, or in this case, the squirrel hunter. This movie is about a girl and a superpowered squirrel and kind of their adventures together. But it's so much more than that. This girl lives her life inside comic books. Her dad is actually a failed comic book writer, and her mom is a romance novelist who had a hit, won an award, and kind of had creator's block on the next big novel that she's going to do. And just the stress of how they're going to make it caused them to separate. But where this movie differs from a lot of the other formula is, although the parents are separated, it's never implied in the movie that the girl feels alone. The parents are very much still in love. They very much love this child, and she understands that. And that's really where this movie shines. I really think that the way that they wrote the mom and the dad, they can kind of take a page out of that and with other movies, because these two still love each other and they still support each other and they want great things to happen for each other. And typically in movies like this, you don't see that a lot. It's really an antagonistic relationship, but in this one it's not. They are both loving and they believe their daughter whenever she talks about a sentient squirrel. Well, maybe they don't at first, but that's another great thing about this movie, going from point A of not believing to point B of believing. That adventure is what this movie is. It really is about the travel and not the destination. And the movie's just fun to watch. It really is a lighthearted film that you can enjoy with your kids. So, can you watch it with your kids? Yes, you can definitely watch this with your kids. It's rated PG. It's meant to be enjoyed with your kids. So much so that Disney made it just for their Disney Plus streaming service. So you can find it on Disney Plus right now. The relationship between Flora and Ulysses isn't explored as much as it possibly could be, but it is enough for us to understand that she is lonely right now, and their friendship really is kind of a manifestation of her not understanding the complex adult dynamics of why her parents separated. And that's something that Disney does pretty well. They tend not to insult the intelligence of the kids that are watching their films, and they really show these adult themes even in PG movies. That's something that I can really appreciate about these movies, and that's actually why I'm giving this movie a 4.0. The availability of this movie is fantastic. It's on Disney Plus. It's out there everywhere you can get it. There's no restriction. It's not on the premiere access that they have. Just the fact that it can be watched by so many people, with it having a PG rating, it's fantastic. I love that they make it so accessible, and it really is just a nice, pleasant story to enjoy. Interesting note about this movie, Disney owns Marvel, and kind of the godfather of Marvel was Stan Lee. In this movie, they have a comic book store owner played by Bobby Moynihan, and his name in the film is Stan Lee, and that is an homage to Stan Lee.